Sometimes. Guys, you should see the studio, like the little stuff we're doing just to record this podcast. Carl is like in the most comfortable position ever. I'm like in the most uncomfortable position in the world.
Dude, I'm so dead right now.
Carl is very tired, as you can hear.
It's not tired. I just went through an epic battle.
Dude, how are you so quiet even when you're so close to the mic?
I just went through an epic battle, man. And I've lost my voice. I have lost my bones. I have sweat a river.
Okay.
It all hurts.
Okay.
I am resting right now.
Okay.
And you are making fun of me for
Okay. So, as you can tell, this is a podcast, and this podcast is called Young and Opinionated. This is the podcast where we do this even when we are half asleep. Carl, please wake up.
I'm dying.
We have an audience member today.
I'm dying.
Today our audience member is Nina. You can't really see her, but she's literally on top of the bed with us. So yeah.
Do you have something to say, audience member?
Nina, what do you have to say, Nina? Yeah, I know, Nina. Meow. Yeah, Nina, yeah. Thank you. And now we're going to go to our first sponsor. We have an ad. Yeah, we have an ad for McDonald's.
Since when?
McDonald's paid me, one Big Mac to make an ad on my podcast.
We ate Chili's today.
Oh, yeah. But McDonald's, the home of the delicious Big Mac. Have you ever driven...
Hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag not an ad. Oh, wait, hashtag ad.
No,
This
is hashtag not an ad.
Have you ever driven on a highway for so long, looking to find some promising meal for an affordable price for everybody? Look no further than McDonald's. Home of the delicious Big Mac, chicken nuggets, fries, and soda. Don't waste your time at Burger King or Wendy's when you have McDonald's, home of the Happy Meal. What are you waiting for? Get yours now. What do you think of our McDonald's ad?
They ain't paying us a cent.
So earlier today we went to Chili's. How was it? Did you like Chili's?
It was delicious.
Yeah, I had a really, really big burger. I'm gonna show it in the vlog, maybe. It was this huge burger with bacon and cheddar and everything. It's really big. And it's the biggest cheeseburger I've ever eaten. But it was all going well until Carl got water spilled on her.
Lemonade.
Oh, lemonade.
Get it right.
The waiter was this clumsy teenager, it looked like, or young adult. Just this clumsy waiter who just couldn't get anything right. He couldn't hear my dad say he wanted a Corona Extra, and instead he gave him a Corona Light. And he just forgot about some sweet potatoes or some mashed potatoes that we ordered. And then to top it off, he spilled some lemonade on Carl. How did you feel in that very moment? Were you going to snap? Were you going to yell? Ask for a refund? What was going through your head?
Wow, that's lemonade.
Yeah, the way it fell too was so funny because Carl was like, "Oh, it's okay. No worries. I'm okay."
I truly did not care. I just wanted my lemonade.
It looked like he didn't care either. He was like, Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, I'm really sorry. Let me get you some more napkins.
Right, like, I don't care, you don't care, let me just drink my lemonade in peace.
And my mom was complaining about everything this guy was doing. But my dad was like trying to shush her up because he hates complaining, but she loves to complain. So it's a funny dynamic there. And then at the end, we got into this like debate about the tipping in America. Like it's wrong. I believe it's wrong. And Carl and friends don't think it's wrong at all.
Carl and Friends.
Yeah, everybody else is against me on this. I believe we shouldn't be tipping for regular service. Like this is your job as a waiter to serve, um, to just fill my drinks, bring me food, get my order, and that's about it. Check on me here and there, but that's about it. You're getting $15 an hour for that, $12 to $15. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. That's pretty good.
Unless you account for the long, tedious hours and the bad customers and having to deal with kids and then having to deal with ugly customers. Ugly not in the sense
Oh
of,
my goodness.
no, let me finish. Ugly not in the sense of how they look, but ugly in the sense of their personality and being nasty towards you.
Oh yeah.
Having literally everyone tell you something and then you not hearing it over the loud music that's playing. Having to clean up after every single person. Having to clean all of their dishes. Having to remember their faces.
Let me just
Having
say.
to remember every single order.
Okay, so they have a notebook for that.
Not for the faces.
Our one audience member just fell asleep. Nina is currently sleeping. Look, I'm gonna be quiet so you can hear.
All you can hear is TikToks from the other room. She hated that.
See, that's Nina. She's sleeping right now. So, I don't know. If tipping seems like a forced thing that we shouldn't be doing. Like, right, man? Companies should be paying their workers.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody wants to tip, but everyone has to tip. You're saying, let's never tip.
Let's not tip.
That's not helping the situation at hand.
Yes, it is. If you don't tip and your workers start not being able to like live off working,
They'll die.
No,
They'll die.
The companies will
They'll
see.
die.
The companies are.
They'll die.
The companies will see what's going on, and then that's how you make change. You make change by action.
Having people die?
Action. Doing things, not just.
Yeah, you're doing the opposite of doing things. You're not tipping. You're not doing things.
Tipping is like you're just helping the system how it goes.
Yeah, but the other option is having people lose their lose their jobs, and then have them homeless and probably die.
Look, man, if you really care about the cause, some lives are gonna have to be lost.
That's not an option.
Yeah, it is. Tipping in America, I compare it to the civil rights movements. Remember those white bars onlys and those colored bars onlys? Remember?
Oh, God.
Remember those?
Yes.
And then there's these cool stories and pictures of how the white people would just be in their white bar, and then one black man was sitting in there, and he was making change, starting to do something different, because it was all accustomed to white people stay with the white people, and everybody else of color goes to their own bar.
Jesus Christ.
So that's how you do change. Is this a bad analogy?
Probably.
No, I still see it that way. It only takes one person to make change. Maybe that one guy who sat in the white bar only, white onlys.
Whites only.
Maybe that one guy who sat in the white colored white
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 colored
people bar.
white people bar.
if maybe he started it all.
No, he didn't.
Screw you. I think if I get on Reddit and I start giving out great like speeches and word documentaries, I can get a lot of people to stop tipping. I should start doing that, like a revolution, a mini revolution against the tipping service in America. There's many jobs to get that are way better that you don't have to rely on people's kindness and nice, hard to give back to you.
There are certain situations that people find themselves in that don't allow them to have those jobs, whether it be young,
And
a high school
opinionated.
diploma,
Oh.
or lack of.
None of my jobs I've ever had required a high school diploma. I've had 3.
You've had one job.
I've had 3 jobs. What do you mean one
You've
job?
had one job.
Are you kidding me?
At Auntie Anne. The other two don't count.
What do you mean they don't count?
They were landscaping.
Oh, so that's not a job?
No.
What I'm doing right now is not a job. It's just a hobby I have. I'm just gonna go do it for fun.
Honestly, no. I mean to say that nobody cares anything.
No.
It's landscaping. You literally started landscaping at a particular young age that I won't say because that is illegal.
Guys, my first ever job, if I can recall, I think it was my first, was at this golf course. And I was like 15, 16, operating these big machines.
What, you want to get your past boss arrested, don't you?
I won't reveal who it was.
We already know who.
Who?
Then I will be the one who gets your boss arrested.
No, see, nobody knows.
Everyone knows. You've mentioned him before. And this golf course.
Shoot. Ignore the fact that I was 15 or 16. I was 19.
You would still be there.
And I worked at Auntie Anne's for a little bit.
That's the only job.
That's the only real job.
Because it's the only one that the manager didn't know you since you were a child.
Well, no, but I had a lot of friends there. They were literally offering jobs to anybody. I could go to Home Depot right now, sit down, hold up a sign saying, "We'll work." And anybody can go pick me up and be like, "Yeah,
but
let's go."
Some people can't do that.
Why can't they?
What if they have an illness?
If they have an illness, why are they waiters?
You can still have an illness and be a waiter, dog.
If you have an illness and I don't want you to be the waiter. You're you're the last person that should be a waiter.
They
Handling my
do
food.
It. What if some just don't have the strength that you need for work?
I thought you were gonna say, what if someone's like handicapped? And I was gonna say, when have you ever seen a waiter in a wheelchair just roll up to you? Guys, recently I've been laughing at people with wheelchairs. It's a bad habit of mine, but I do find it literally funny how some people are just rolling around.
That's it.
Like Charles Xavier. It's hilarious that he's just rolling around.
I'm leaving this podcast.
No, what? And in the X-Men movies when he's forced to like walk and crawl. It's so funny. Guys, I was just thinking about this driving back home. How important or how much one person's decision can change another person's whole entire life.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
And I always like to put this back to the golf course, of course.
Yeah.
It only took like one popular golfer, one popular old golfer who always went to the golf course to say, "I don't want to go anymore. I'm done." And then the rest of his golfer friends could have followed along and stopped going.
Bro.
Meaning business went down, and then meaning they had to forcefully sell the golf course, getting rid of all of us, including me because I was there. And then that changed my life to go work at a landscaping business where I am now.
Bruh.
Can you and believe it? If that one guy would have said, maybe I'll stick around for a couple more years, his friends wouldn't have left. He would be there, and I would still be there. If I crash
Oh
into
god.
somebody and a family of 4, I kill their youngest child. The amount of torment, the amount of torment the family will go through, the the other sibling will forever be saddened by the loss of their younger sibling. I will go to prison. You will be just sad that I'm in prison. Mom and dad will be devastated that I'm in prison. The insurance will go up. Dad will have to work more to be able to pay the insurance. Mom might even have to work. You'll have to work. And all of this happens because of one bad choice or one bad action. Am I making sense?
You
Or
are.
am I on acid?
You're literally describing the butterfly effect.
Oh. Nina just sat on my phone. She's lying down on top of it. And all my notes are on my phone. I don't know what to do anymore. Yesterday we went to see Santa a little too late. We went to this little festival parade
In
thing.
other words, we didn't make it at all whatsoever.
We went to UTC Mall
Santa was nowhere
to
to
go
be seen.
see the parade and the fireworks.
Santa been
And
gone.
It said that it started at 5:36, but we ended up leaving the house at 7:10, 20, and by the time we were near the mall, the last fireworks were in the sky, and there was a traffic that lasted half an hour to find parking. And yeah, it was a tragedy. It was just a big tragedy how we couldn't see Santa. We couldn't do anything.
Tragedy, it may end up on the news.
I wanted to see some parade, maybe some live music and stuff, but we didn't get to see much. We did see 2 people get taken away in ambulances. I saw one old guy through the window of the ambulance, just shooken up, just drugged out,
Jesus.
It went to the after party. There's an after party where a DJ was playing disco songs, old songs, new songs, modern day songs for little kids. There was 300 kids maybe, and then they're with their parents, and then me and Dad just went there. Carl was staying behind in a pillar or something, just in her sorrows, drowning in her sorrows.
Dude, I saw the most worst thing while I was at that pillar. This little kid was talking to his mom, and he was blabbing on about the after party and how he wanted to join. And she just looked at him, because she was smoking a cigarette, and she just blew the cigarette smoke into his face to get him to be quiet.
Are you kidding me?
And he just coughed, and then he had to be quiet, I guess.
Oh my gosh. That's brilliant. I never thought of that.
That's horrible.
The next time a baby cries anywhere, let me smoke this quick cigarette. Take that, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it would shush them up. Because if a baby's crying, it'll start choking a bit. It'll be like, wow, what a technique. I never thought of it.
'Cause it's horrible.
Guys, if you have children,
Do not ever do that.
do not ever do that. What do you think is the best way to shush a child?
Find out what's wrong.
No, but sometimes they just cry for no reason.
That's not true. Children cry for a reason.
Oh.
A child's not gonna, look around and be like, yeah, that's the perfect time to cry. He's gonna have reason to be crying. Like, even the babies who cry, it's because they need something or they want something.
I used
Food,
to cry.
attention.
I used to cry, and then mom would just spank me, like to shut up. Like I was like, "Wah!" And then smack, smack, smack. It just got worse. But then eventually, I guess like my tears like ran out or something because I couldn't cry anymore. I was like better somehow. So I guess if you also want to shush your kids, you can like hit them enough,
Abuse them.
abuse them to the point they can't feel. Because I have fond memories of getting spanked and just being like,
Fond memories?
yeah, like,
My
yeah,
god.
what, yeah,
You masochist.
yeah, like, and just not being able to cry anymore. But after the parade, we went to Target to go kill some time, and in there we saw some reckless kids, some reckless losers, some West Side white boys.
Oh my god.
These two kids, like, let's give them like 8 years old, 10 years old maybe. They were just in the what are they called? Those cars, those little carts.
The handicap
Oh, the
cars.
handicap carts, where it's like a scooter and then a little basket. They were both just cruising around, and then the main manager of Target, like had to step in and tell them, "You guys have to get off, or else I'm gonna have to call the police and tell your parents." And they were like, "Nah, nah, we ain't getting off." And they tried making up some lies, like, "My friend can't walk. My friend can't walk." It was so funny.
And then she was like, I saw you stealing balls or something like that.
Yeah, I saw you kicking the balls around, and she was like, "I have kids. I know more than anything how to deal with this." And they were like, "Brats, brats," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is exactly what everyone in high school was like."
Don't you remember that one time we got lost, quote unquote, and mom and dad called the police?
Oh yeah, and Walmart,
Yeah.
my local Walmart. I was like a 12-year-old or something. I don't know, a 10-year-old maybe. And I don't know how I got lost. This isn't a huge Walmart.
We didn't technically get lost. We just were at the toy section and no one told us.
Yeah, I didn't have a phone or anything, so I was just technically lost. And mom and dad had to call the police. And yeah, I was like found. I don't know how I was found.
And then the second time we were technically lost, we were just outside together and they were like, ¿Dónde están?
Oh yeah, we just left outside to go get some fresh air. And then all of a sudden, like 50 police cars pull up and a helicopter and a light shines on us. So yeah.
We just walked inside again and they were like, we nearly called the police. Slam!
Just a double slap, just slap us both right there. Ugh.
First you, then me, and then back again.
Jesus, yeah. Yeah, man, it's brutal with some Hispanic parents. Like, my friends' Hispanic parents make my Nina, our audience member, just bit my co-host. Nina, what do you have to say for yourself? Jesus, Nina, wow. What happened to your voice? You sound like a 80-pound cat. So, Hispanic parents, my friends' Hispanic parents, make my Hispanic parents look like regular parents. Because the stories my friends have are terrifying. Just their Mexican parents just grabbing a pan, grabbing anything they can, just smacking them in public. It's just so cruel. It's so evil because these Mexican parents came from Mexico and had a rough childhood, and they just pass that down onto their kids and just give them a good smack like they used to get them when they were kids.
Bro, we did too.
Yeah, but they're getting like smacks to the face. They're getting a good sucker punch.
That's abuse. That's
My
just
one of
genuine
my friends
abuse.
said that one of my friends said that his drunk dad tried to choke him out.
Yeah, that's abuse. That is child neglect, child abuse.
One of my friends got hit with a belt, but his dad missed and he hit his back. He just left the mark. It's hilarious.
That's horrible.
He's like, yeah, man, my dad didn't have his glasses on. He just hit me right in the back. Felt like a slave. Yeah,
No, that's horrible. We shouldn't be laughing.
my friend Winston makes these jokes. Yeah, so if you want to say anything, say it to him. He says that he gets whipped every day, but you can't see it because he's so dark. Which I guess makes sense.
He swam the Atlantic just to go to school.
Yeah, apparently when you get whipped, you're supposed to have like red marks or something. But my friend Winston, he's so dark that you can't barely see anything. So he's like, yeah, I can never, you can never see all the scars I have, anything.
When night rolls around, you lose him.
When yeah, we can only locate him by his ashy elbows. They're just like pure white. You know what Woodstock is, right?
Yes, you've put 50 million videos about him.
Man, I would have given so much. I would have given like $20 to go to Woodstock.
Bruh, $20.
Okay, I'll give like $80.
$80?
I would give everything in my bank account. $100 to go to Woodstock and be in Woodstock.
I'd like to be there for Jimmy.
Yes. Did you know so many people didn't go to Woodstock or almost went, but they couldn't for some reason? Like Led Zeppelin was supposed to go, but their manager like said nah.
Nah,
like,
bro.
What a stupid move. I think there's a rumor John Lennon wanted to be there.
Well, it's hippie.com, so I mean, I don't.
But he was in Canada and he had trouble going back into the States, so he couldn't make it.
Oh.
Bob Dylan was rumored to go as well, but I think he had like another concert booked or something, so he couldn't go.
Bruh.
Who else? Oh, Jim Morrison and the Doors were supposed to go.
The Doors.
Yeah, the Doors.
I still love that name.
But I don't know why they didn't go. Maybe because of management again. Something about management. They didn't go.
Doors.
But this could have been like the ultimate lineup. Like, imagine that.
Dude, poor Jimmy. He had to like hold
Jimi Hendrix had to play on Monday because Sunday's rain wouldn't let him perform.
He had to hold the concert together while they were waiting.
Oh yeah, but imagine what Woodstock could have been: drugs, LSD, naked people, no showers, Led Zeppelin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix,
60s.
Janis Joplin, Bob Dylan, and John Lennon. I don't know where they would have been placed. Where would John Lennon be? Like, I'd imagine you'd want him to start it off or to finish it.
Finish.
But Jimi Hendrix wanted to finish. Dude, I would love to just walk around in Woodstock naked. That's just be such a vibe.
It was such a vibe.
Like,
and
no one was like insecure, hating on you because we're all here. They were all there for the same reason:
hippies,
music, and drugs and peace.
Hippies.
Hippies. People of all colors and races just enjoying music.
The 60s.
The 60s.
Full of peace and love.
Yes.
And nobody takes any showers.
Of course. We're currently watching the series Jeffrey Dahmer. Of the serial killer, Jeffrey Dahmer. The man-eater. Carl is having pain just thinking about it. I think we're in episode 6 or 7.
Oh
my god.
We're on
7. I think we're on episode 7 right now. And it's a very interesting series. It's very cool.
I'm in pain.
It's very creepy as well. It has this creepy vibe, of course, and I think it's like a really well made series. This is like one of the best thing Netflix has ever made. And so many people are like hating on Jeffrey Dahmer and the Halloween costume that became popular. But man, it's culture at this point. Jeffrey Dahmer is culture.
I would not culturize a killer.
I saw this one funny costume of O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
It's just hilarious. It's just all these like supposed killers or like rumored killers just dressing up as them. Um, Someone dressed up as Paul McCartney since they have that rumor that Paul
oh my
died
god.
in 60 something.
I still can't. How? Why? I know why, but like, still why?
I don't know. The Paul McCartney is dead rumor has to be one of the craziest things ever.
I'm looking at him. He's a dried grape.
Yeah, and even if you did find, and even if he did die, you'd have to find the perfect replacement to look like him. And not only that, he'd have to be musically gifted
To sound like
to
him
sound like him and play all the instruments in the world.
and write like him.
Right like him, he left the Beatles, made another band, had a successful solo career, and did everything. But this whole time, it was never Paul. It was some other guy. I don't know what this Netflix series is like trying to aim at, like tell the story completely, but is it weird that I'm like starting to feel Dahmer and be like, oh, poor guy. Is it weird that I'm like trying to have like starting to have sympathy for him and be like, oh man.
I feel like it's like a lot of documentaries, even. It's where like you look inside the mind of the killer.
Because Jeffrey Dahmer seems like he was just filled with demons
He was.
just to do all this crazy stuff, killing people, eating people, dissecting animals. And I blame
Papa
Father
Dahmer.
Dahmer.
Father Dahmer.
Just neglected his son, was a bad husband, and taught him to do all these messed up things as a kid. Because when you're a kid, you want to play with cars, you want to learn how to throw a baseball, you don't want to dissect animals. You're not trying to do any of that stuff.
Right? And like, he had suspicion, but he never acted on it. He never persisted more than he should
Bro,
have.
and the many times Jeffrey Dahmer almost got caught.
Exactly.
Where like there was this head, this human head in a box that his dad wanted him to open, but he couldn't find the key supposedly. And I was like, so I got nervous. I was like, oh no, they're gonna find you.
Dude, why did Father Dahmer leave? He could have taken the box with him.
Yeah. Oh, and Jeffrey Dahmer got arrested like maybe two times,
Yeah.
but he got pulled over by the police when he had like human remains in the back of his car. It was so crazy the amount of times he could have gotten caught and arrested, and so many lives could have been spared.
And then that one time where he was like, yeah, if I had gone to that grave, maybe I wouldn't have done it.
Oh yeah. And he wanted to dig up someone's body or something.
And just lay with it.
Just lay with it. And he said if he would have been able to do that, maybe he wouldn't have committed the rest of his crimes. But
Murders.
all the rest of his murders. But because the soil got so hard and the grass just got hard, he wasn't able to dig him up. So nature is to blame.
Father Dahmer and nature.
Father Dahmer and nature are the main people here who we have to point our finger to. Mother Nature, why did you do this?
Mother Nature, why?
But it's every single series. They could make a series about Adolf Hitler and people would start being like, oh man.
I don't think you can go that.
Like the O.J. Simpson series has me on Team O.J.
Bro, the O.J. Simpson series is so... They did masterful to still have a neutral side because you feel for both parties. You're like,
Yes.
you see the evidence and you're like, oh, yeah, OJ isn't the killer. But then you see the evidence that they play and you're like, this isn't even about OJ anymore. This is a racial game. You're like, he's so the killer.
And when you start thinking, there's no way this could be racially motivated, you find out that the witnesses against OJ are Nazis, white supremacists.
Right,
Like, it's all adding up one way or another. Like, it does have something to do with race.
but then then you get to see inside of each person during this case.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I need why?
And then the little mistakes that were committed, like evidence was kept in a car or something, or someone's
Right.
kept the evidence.
Oh, like over the weekend?
Oh yeah.
They were
And
like, why
that
would you
really
do that?
affected a lot.
And then,
the glove
yeah,
just
the
changed
glove.
everything. I think the glove was the end point.
yeah, like if he had just not told him to put on the glove, they still had a running case.
Yeah, but once the glove didn't fit, the case was essentially over.
Yeah. Which is really sad if he was the killer, which I still don't know whether I believe or not.
It's funny, he made these books. He made these books if I did it. It's so funny, like it goes into detail what he would have done if he did commit the murders. And it's such a funny book because people are like, "Are you kidding me?"
And then, what about the White Bronco? What was going through your mind while you were in the White Bronco? Why did you do it?
I had to stop the NBA finals just to show OJ being chased in a white Bronco. The whole highway was shut down. People had time to make signs and cheer.
Dude, that's the thing. And after in the finale of the series, it's just OJ being free, but a pan around of him just standing there. It's it makes you believe that you don't know what you just watched. You watched the whole entire series, but you still don't know whether to root for this man or not.
Currently, he just lives here in Florida, plays golf, and signs autographs. I think if we really tried, we could find OJ and put him in the vlog.
Dude,
Be like, OJ, I love you.
why was there blood in the Bronco?
I don't know. And apparently some DNA matches, but DNA wasn't so good back then. I don't understand.
What about the lie detecting test?
The lie detector test as well.
It's all these little things, and I don't know. I genuinely don't know. He could have been, he could have not been. Some scenes that I've seen of him just make it look like he is. Just the body language, the words.
And there's this point that he should have been really covered in blood. There should have been a lot more blood than just a drop. I don't know if you've seen the pictures. I've unfortunately have stumbled upon them.
Of?
Nicole Brown.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of blood.
Yeah.
It's gallons of blood just all around.
Well, yeah, that was...
He should have had way more than just a little blood drop.
Right, it's small things, but then, why would that be there? How did it get there?
Yeah.
And if it wasn't, who was it?
He said he was going to dedicate the rest of his life to finding out who did it.
He made a book titled, If I Did It.
If I did it, this is how I would have done it.
O.J. Simpson. I still don't know whether to root for him or not. There are... Ah! Our audience member has decided to bite me yet again. And again. I don't know about O.J. Simpson. I truly don't. I want to say that he didn't do it, but just a lot of things don't add up the way they should. Or more so, they do add up in a way they should not. Ow! I didn't even do anything to you!
Alright, here's the words of wisdom for today. I don't understand what I did wrong, except live a life that everyone is jealous of. O.J. Simpson.
Oof. I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Okay.
Okay, you have to wait a minute.
Okay. Guys, there's this other quote that I told Carl, but she doesn't get it. Bob Marley's
Oh
words
my
of
god,
wisdom.
I know what you're gonna say.
Some
Some people
people
are
are
so
so
poor,
poor. All
all
they
they
have,
have
all
is...
they have is money. It's very deep. I'm 13 and this is very deep.
I'm 14 and this is deep. I understand it, I just don't want to understand it.
This is the saddest part of the podcast, the ending.
Peace out, bros.
I know you wish we could talk for longer. I wish we could keep this on like Joe Rogan and go on for 3 hours,
I'm gonna sleep.
but we can't do that because we're not Joe Rogan.
You always decide to do these at night.
I still have my hair. Joe doesn't. But yeah, this
Our
is
audience member is tired.
it. This is it. Good night, everybody. This has been another episode of Young and Opinionated. Say goodbye, Nina.
Meow, 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 meow.
Nina, that was very rude of you. Don't tell the audience members they're that.
Meow, 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 and meow, 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 meow.
Guys, Nina just told me to go sleep outside. She'll take my bed.
Actually, she just performed the speech of Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King.
Sorry, Marquette Luther King Jr.
Oh my gosh. That's her breathing.
Bye.